Hi, I was just trying something different. Today is Wednesday. Hello, it's hump day. Middle of the week. Coyote. Hello. I feel like I'm a little bit late in the day delivering oracle card reading, but I'm still going to do that. And I wanted to address something that's really come my way that I've done before, and I think would be really valuable to do now. And I wanted to offer it to you in case it's new to you, or you stopped, or maybe you have a gazillion. Glasses are wonky. A gazillion journals that you've written for all of your life, or maybe you started journaling when you were 7, or are keeping some kind of record about your thoughts and dreams and invisible friends and just how things were affecting you and how you felt throughout your days and weeks. But journaling, for me, I think became popular in the 80s when I knew about it. And I did do it from time to time, being part of different positive groups and stuff like that. But it's coming really strongly in again, not just through really intuition. It just seemed like a lot of people that I get some information from or like to follow, or little bits or blips of end of a story, and I'll hear about journaling. And I think that that's okay to do. I think all the great ones keep a journal at some point, and certainly can get a lot to lug around. You know, if you're moving around a lot and stuff. I just saw a vehicle that I thought was a similar vehicle that was here earlier. Yeah, so good day to you wherever you are, that you're happy and feeling fulfilled. And if not, I'm hoping that I will strike some words in your cards that will support your heart's next steps. And at least, if not, then at least support you right now where you're at, to stop and breathe, feeling good about you and all the power that you are and the amazing power that you do come from. Like that. So I want to talk about, I guess, address journaling and the magic and manifesting, because I remember, well, I'm going to have probably have these little blips of stories. I remember in 2014 following some work of Bashar, Bashar, the galactic historian that came through Daryl Anka. Daryl Anka also was, I don't think he does anything now. Was connected to Hollywood as a special effects person, had been working in Hollywood for a long time. Interestingly enough, he saw UFOs with someone when he was in California. I don't think they were the best UFOs. They were triangles in black. But anyway, saw UFOs, and he wanted to start taking classes about, you know, psychic ability and understanding UFOs. He started reading material. And in a short time, after taking a few classes, he started to get information himself that was not his information, and was from an entity, an ET called Bashar. And I don't remember all the history of Bashar. Again, maybe that lineage sounds a little strange or from the dark side, but we have to remember that on every culture, every side of any species, every people, there are good. There are good people. There are good ETs, and we are ETs to other ETs. And we are all cousins. And that's a fact, and that's going to come out. There was a whole another dialogue. So, anyway, in 2014, I was at a library and heard Bashar, and maybe even the Abraham Hicks people too, back this up, that things were going to speed up, 2012, 2013, 2014. But somehow 2013, 14, 13 especially is hitting this. It was just into 2012, probably 2013. And I was like, oh, I don't want that to be me. I really want to be on the wagon and know what I want. I want to know what I want, and I want to be on the train. I don't want to miss the train. I want to keep going forward. Well, fast forward, 7 and 8 years, I've had so many back and forthnesses that, really more than ever, I just want to be the fully authentic person I am, doing creative things on this planet. which for me will have to do with crystals and readings and healing sessions and being open, and no doubt creating art and writing. Like I was headed to California in 2010 for screenplay writing and film acting, which it never happened. And I always felt a little like I'm not a great writer for screenplay writing. I trust that I can write well. I trust that when I write a story, I write very well. But the screenplay thing was really bothering me, and I thought I needed like the screenplay outline in a computer to plug in names and stuff. But what did they do in the olden days? They had a typewriter. A typewriter was not even connected to anything. It was just type, 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 pull out a page. And they did screenplays. So, and also screenplays are a little bit type of writing because it's the basic nuts and bolts with a little bit of direction, with a little bit of background. You can create a background on your own as a writer, but you basically are mostly creating dialogue between characters and a slight few sentence synopsis of what's happening in each scene, because it's up to the actors in terms of delivery of the character, and it's up to your director to decide more nuances and stage everything. So as a writer for screenplays, you don't have to be book-wise detailed and much. You just have to, I think, see and feel more, which will get imbued into the writing. But anyway, so that didn't quite happen in the way that I wanted. Coming full circle back at family home, and all these stuff is happening, which is still an impetus to all the creative life. And to have the creative life is like no other. And especially now going into 2021 and further, we're going to just have so much honor in the creative life. And people are going to see other people even more in depth about the creative life. And we're even going to cherish even the technology and the intuition connected to technology that's coming. And now back to journaling. Journaling can be done in any style of book that you so feel attracted to, with lined pages or blank pages. Currently, I'm thinking of using this book that I created, and it does have lined pages. It's very simple, but you don't have to. You can draw your own lines in an unlined book. You can put things in it. It can be your words, thoughts, your own mantras. You can try to write for 15 minutes every day your gratitudes, that is that which you are in appreciation of, and or other feelings around events. It will sort of be like a diary in your journaling. But I guess I might even think of it as just a gratitude journal, appreciation journal, and in it, artistic other things will flow. It could end up being your laundry list. It could end up being what you go shopping for. It could end up being a scene that happened a long time ago and you just have to get it out of your chest and read it back to yourself. It could be a preliminary letter that you want to mail someone, but maybe you should not. You should mail it back to yourself. It can be pictures that you write on blank paper or over the lines because it's your private journal to write. And as someone just said last night, Linda Dare, who she has a book she wrote about her life, but she also then encourages this other journal and other stuff that comes with it. But journal writing is just not new. It's just kind of an important thing to do. It will help, I think, unlock certain solutions, perhaps rise some confrontation within yourself that gets soothed, and definitely it can hold your delights and your dreams. So yeah, this is just I can find how to do it. It's feathers and it's my art and it's a few bling things that I had. So I think I'm going to use it for that or start that way. I do have a blank notebook, but I was kind of hoping to just start doing more drawing again. I also created one that is my passbook. So in case you want something funky, I just put funky things together and probably charge, I don't know, $6.99 plus shipping because I just get inspired and do all kinds of funky things and put, punch words on it. But you can do this too. You find a notebook you like and make it your own special. If I do end up doing something like that, you just know I'm going to put codes in it and loving it and making it and what I call quantum light code energy. So yeah, it'll feel really good when you get it. It'll feel very empowering and uplifting. And beyond that, it may even soothe something inside you or transmute or unlock, because it will be the codes I'll just be sending into it. So you will have your own epiphany with that kind of experience if you end up getting one. Just ask me about it if you see this like that. But I also I make these things too where I put the, what do you call it, the pendant, and then all the art that's on the outside and on the inside covers, it's kind of thick, is all my art, and then you have the writing into it. So I have those two things. That, to tell you the truth, the pendants are already like 15, 16. So I guess that might end up being, so that's probably going to be like $35, $36, because once you take off the pendant, you can wear it or just snip the wires, which I have copper wire that I got trying on some, because they were my LED lights and they weren't good anymore. I mean, something happened. The wire where it would connect to the battery got all wonky because I dropped it a few times, but I wanted to save the copper. Because copper is good for the human body. This is not copper, but this is what I had at the time, so I made these things for myself. So anyway, I make these, and it just has a whole bunch of stuff on this, like passion, self art design. It's all from my own art. Yeah, and it's even blank in some places, so you can write your own things within the covers as well as on the inside. In German, Magick-Manifestation. Magic has such a bad rap. But if you're listening to this now, how can I put it? Like Harry Potter's magic was meant from the heart. And even those wizards and warlocks had the dark arts classes. Not so that they could necessarily choose to become a dark warlock or witch, but they would know how to confront their own dark sides and the power of the light and the dark. And also, in encountering an adversary, they had the information and they had the arsenal of how to combat this spell casting. It does no good if you're tossed from a ship and you don't know how to swim. Now, intuitively, that might kick in. If you're freaking tossed from a ship with no life raft or an idea of what do I do with my hands and feet, that may be the time you chose to croak. But what if you're tossed and you go, no, I'm going to make it, and my spell is I will be found. I am eternal. I'm going to make it. I am powerful. I know what to do. And you start floating, or you start paddling, and you float, and you paddle, and you float, and you're just seeing yourself being rescued. You have some magic to that. Now, I know that's an extreme example, but think about like Hermione Granger in Harry Potter. She was always looking how to combat the spell, what they're learning, and she went further. She went digging. Hey, Robin, hi, and hi to whoever will show up. So this is impromptu. I never quite know the time. As a little segue, I went to bring this huge, and I'm not kidding, it was about that thick job application thing back to this car delivery, parts delivery place. So yes, they want to hire me, and yes, I'm going to start Friday, and yes, we'll see if it works, and I'll know, in a day, in the coming week, if it's for me, because it's 40 hours, but I don't think it's going to be hard. Just a few heavy things sometimes, but we'll see. And I have a week off from the chiropractor, so I can actually give them that time and give them my full attention. So that's going to actually be an impetus for me to come on, early, or set the tone for the next day by coming on later at night. Because I'm not going to do it for my car and my lunch break and all that stuff. I'm going to just want to fill up on me and good times and positivity. So today, Rob and I have been talking, or anyone else who jumps on, I'm talking about journaling magic manifestation and giving some examples. So magic has a bad rap. When I first sort of looked at magic more, there was a series called Llewellyn, which begins Llew, Llewellyn series, and I always liked them because they were very kind of light toast kind of magic, what you do, very 101, basic witchcraft, basic spell casting, basic earth magic, basically earth magic, white earth magic. It wasn't dark at all. Some of their books, like their herbal book, which I may have in the other room or over here, it was too basic for me because I had wanted to have an herbal book from them that had a little bit more recipe in it. So it wasn't quite for me, but it's a good book for just someone kind of curious, introduced, and it could make basic reading. But since I already had started to make my own body scrubs and stuff and have an idea about stuff like that, even coconut oil, grapeseed oil, essential oils, this would be like a very 101, or maybe just add to someone's arsenal of books. So I have that book, but yeah. So Magic 101. And also, when I was much younger, there was a cool bookstore. It was a cool hole in the wall, kind of also like Harry Potter when he went to go pick up his wand and stuff, or when they went to go get their books. It was like this little crunched in place, books everywhere, skinny aisles. And, it was like, think of Barnes and Nobles, but not all that space, just like a section of it, and then all the books marked in their section. And I found a book on demonology, and it was pretty fat. And I just couldn't help it because I was so curious. It was right next to all the other books I really wanted. So, oh, they put it right there. So it was the only one, and I took it out, and I opened it. The first page I opened to was an actual page of a demon I had seen when I was little. And I read it, and I said, this is what I saw. I never told any adult or anything. And I shut the book, and I put it back because I didn't feel I was in a place to be strong enough to handle that book and what was in it, because many books are books of power. There will even be people who channel work or write esoteric works, and they'll say that you are getting information in life or healing, whatever, when you open the book. And I really basically just said that about my own work and what I would send people. And even the oracle cards, the tarot, the Ouija board, or any board like that is a portal. It's a portal. It's a gateway. It invites in, and you have to be, and it's not to scare people. It's just you have to say completely and fully and in your heart, what your use is for, and completely and fully in your heart, protection and who you're having help you, because all things exist on every dimension, universe, multiversion, timeline. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not real. Because energy is felt. Energy is emotion. Emotion is energy. Emotion and energy. Feelings are energy in motion, basically. And everything is frequency, sound. Everything is vibration. So there's whole other things to cover in terms of what is a portal, what is a vortex, if it's happening and you hear it, does it mean a place is haunted, or is it in a vortex and you're hearing memory of that place? Because I've had that experience. I have haunted experiences, visitations, blah, 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 blah. So that being said, talking about journal and magic and how powerful you are. Again, not to be scared of your power, and like not to be scared of, again, tell a little story because it's really true, but a little bit of the magic, because you are the power. Whether you use pretend this is a nice wand with a crystal on it, a wand, or whether it's your finger, like you don't want to point at people. That's one of not only the rudest things you can do, it's a powerful thing you can do, because your frequency comes out, just like you said, you mother, upper, and you're pointing fingers, they can feel that. They can feel that because you are sending it with your heart, with your mind, with your mouth. You are spell casting. So I never like when people point to me, and I don't like to point at people. It's felt. Even my cats, I thought, oh, did you feel that? But it was a good. I pointed at my cat. Oh, but it was good. Good feelings will be felt. Icky feelings of energy will be felt. So you want to be careful with your portraits. Very powerful. Very powerful little extension, little detail extension of your body. So here's the thing. I have a friend I sent some energy to as a kindness, because he's in his creation of his life with his home, he has demons. And I think he works with other good energies, but he has demons, he has whatever. He used to think he was sent to that place to balance out the neighborhood and the house and the land and blah, blah, blah. But I almost didn't want to work with him because I didn't know when I was pulling his own energy, bad stuff from him, was it going to stay? I had like that kind of prejudice. So I put off his session for a few days. And then I remembered my power, and I remember who I would call in, and I remember also dragon energy, and I remember like, I don't have any power over me unless my belief running my biology that I don't know is like a little meaning on my shoulder, like, oh, we're gonna get you because of your belief and you're weak, which is what they do. So when people feel like they're being attacked psychically, it's not even necessarily all the time true that they're experiencing a demon or entity or whatever in their area. They're being felt through their energy and the holograph, which is still actually very real, or the belief of fear is being instigated to create the holograph. So it happens a couple of different ways. I kind of felt like I had a certain belief of reptilians, whatever, and I did have that feeling of them being around for a while, especially at night in our backyard. It was like kind of creepy. I would talk to myself, and it went away as the planet also started to shift, and not just rise in energy, but as certain battles were being fixed and finished, and things were getting more calm. That like it's gone. It's gone. But with my friend that I helped, I felt like I was removing this stuff, and it's like a cloud of solid and whatever. And so I invited the dragon energy. What I know about dragons is there's different colored dragons. They all do something different. They're super ancient, super powerful, and they're not like scary. It's like having a pet dog with wings or a lizard, but they're good. And actually, if you think about it, yes, they look lizard-like, but we have reptilian brain in back of our human head. So put the dots to that. What entities made us? Hello. So I think we have a lot more different connection to the stars in many different ways, in hybrid ways than was ever taught. But here we are in human form. Our spirit having an experience in the human form. So let me just go back to the other thing. So I just would talk to the wall area where I was picture the dragon and picture the dragon having separated in two. And sort of, I call it a hologram, but they were pretty solid. And just to go back to one, but you use your tools of your power the way that bring and soothe you in your own magic of what you do. And the manifestation, if you need to, just write it out. The words I am are super powerful. I am wealthy. I am well. I am optimum health. I am gorgeous. I am cute. And when you can't do that completely, you say things to yourself like, okay, yeah, that's only temporary. Being broke is only temporary. So, okay, being broke is only temporary. This will pass. And I think I feel better and better. Things get better and better. Yeah, I am better and better. Things get better and better. I am better and better. Yeah, I felt kind of like, that was getting me down. I feel a little wobbly, but temporary. Wobbly is temporary. I know it's temporary because now I breathe at the next moment. So, okay, I'm feeling wobbly, a little temporary. I feel what I feel. I got to feel it. But you know what? Better is better. I feel a little better. Or, no, I feel a little wobbly. I'm not going to go there. What can I do? I'll just do something I like to do, like draw or sing. Like put a YouTube song on that you like and start singing. It doesn't matter if you don't sing perfect. Sometimes the worst is the better because you're just having fun in the car. I was singing in the car yesterday, and I'm a trained singer, but I haven't practiced in a long time. When you don't practice, sometimes your chords are not whatever. But I was just singing, I don't care. And I was like doing this and singing because it was fun, uplifting, and caring of my self-care. So I invite you to do that. And it's kind of fun because it makes other people smile. Maybe they'll think you're wonky, so what? But other people will be going like that. So manifestation, you are the key. You are stardust in a body. You are power in a body. You are God, goddess on earth. It just is. They don't want you to know that. Your Christian friends want you to go, oh, you're a sinner. You're not a sinner. In fact, there's another different definition to sin, which actually doesn't mean anything, that your pastor or priest will tell you, like, well, you sin, you gotta tell me all your junk, and then I gotta like pray over you and give you like all these other prayers to say, which actually are kind of connected to the Satan people. Yeah. So there's so much to this. Like, where we have to super take it light, check in with our feelings, see how we're feeling, and do our best to kind of hold the line. And if we can hold the line over 15%, 51%, 75%, 89%, 93%, getting close to 100, and it may go up and down, but if you can kind of hold that line over that 51%, you're doing great. And then you're doing better when you got that C plus going, in the sense that 78%, and that B minus, like maintaining, just being with the flow best you can, watching your words, because words matter. Words are sound. Words are creation. I mean, the Bible has its contradictions, and there are truths in it as well, but there's a lot of things that are mixed in with bad spell casting. But in the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word made. In the beginning, there was the Word, boom, and the Word made. So you want to watch the words. And sometimes I know it's hard. Maybe just a little bit of wonky words is not going to get you deep shit into trouble, but you keep doing it, it's like boomerang, because it's not good for your cells. Your cells hear you. Your cells are designed, me too, to get us back to where we really want to be in health and vibration of love, of money, of whatever money you want. But maybe it's a bunch of chickens. Maybe you want to have a farm. That will be like your money farm. And, you bring like when if you go to like the Sangha Kevin's show, and people are talking about having like a homestead, and people come and have their tiny house and do blah blah blah, communal living. That's cool. That's okay. But you can manifest that, and I want to manifest, big. I want to manifest my way to Florida. I want to manifest my ways of house or tiny home. I want to help people around the world, and I think I want to travel with my cats if I want to, like they're like little dogs. So this is a really good time to pick up some kind of whatever. It could be just the 99-cent plant thing from, if you go to evil Walmart, and no judgment, because I may start to go to evil Walmart because the evilness is really getting wrapped up anyway. And I don't think they're able to ship children around the world anymore. I think that's a done deal. Just like Jeff Bezos is not on Mars. If you ever hear the mainstream media said in the past couple of 10 days, oh, who wants to join Jeff Bezos on a trip to Mars? Well, he ain't fucking squeezing in Mars. He is like fucking gitmotized, or he is gone to the creator, bye-bye, or he's got bling on and he's in deep, maybe in Antarctica or someplace. I don't know. I haven't done any remote viewing, which sometimes I do get things I see, which I wonder, is it lucid dreaming or remote viewing? Very similar. So I'll bring that to you sometime too. So you wanna, and also it's gonna be about forgiveness anyway. So all the crap coming to the surface and wanting to blame people, they were there, they did their job, and then this has my go-to. All the people that say they're psychic and they're famous psychic and they're psychic and blah 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 blah, and they're more psychic than me or whatever. They've been doing psychic ability longer. I'm psychic. They never predicted this. Oh, not all of them. They never predicted DUMS, deep underground military bases. They never predicted the black space program. They never predicted adrenochrome. Not all of them. Few might have started to come around in the last few years. Not all of them. David Icke was pretty much on top of it. He ain't psychic, but he was putting science thoughts together. He was putting political and government stuff together. He was putting like experimentations and culture stuff together. He was putting a lot of stuff together. That wasn't no psychic. That was like delving into and allowing himself. I think he's a little psychic anyway, but he's allowing himself to intuitively be guided and right and match up with people. Is he reptilian? I don't really care if he is. If he is, he's standing for more good than anything icky that I can see. So, but everyone holds some information, and that's where the art of war and like the guy Trump or President Trump or whatever, that's where when you're fighting snakes, you got to know how to fight snakes who are really being bad snakes. That's where the dark magic comes in as a reference to help you know what to do as a person of good feeling, of God, of light, light of goodness, care, balance, humanitarian, perfect harmony of the blessed things that can happen. So it's good to overturn things and check it out. And then ask yourself how you feel. And if you can, if sometimes you have one or two good friends you can bounce things off of and just speak with and see how you feel. But I wanted to do cards today, and I wanted to, I guess, just do either something about journaling or self-care or something that would give us an impetus today to just feel bright in our own selves. And that's where I'm going to go with the cards for this afternoon. So I'm already at 30 minutes. I'm talking a lot about the magic and manifestation and journaling. I also wanted to put out there that I think I wanted to do like a little, maybe if I can do it on Zoom at some point soon, either bringing more journaling and partnered with vision board success and manifestation. And I would do that by probably a sliding scale in terms of the lecture part or bringing any of my past pictures forward or even sharing and writing what I wrote that came true. Because as we write and even if we put it away, it comes true. But the journaling that you can do, and I'll give you a part of it too, it's like if you have stuff in the journal that you're really putting in about the life and next steps that you truly wish, and you have no clue exactly how it's supposed to come in, that's okay, that's perfect. But if you read your writing and you can read it with, wow, I have a great new place to live. I live by the ocean. My pets are happy. I have a great new car. It's X, Y, and Z. It brings me all over the place. That super tribe I'm around. It feels so good to be alive. I breathe in air. My health is great. My hair is long. Everything is rocking in my life. I have a great new relationship, and he looks like this or she looks like that. Blah, blah, blah. Enough detail where it doesn't scare you. Enough detail where you feel the goodness of it all. And let that manifestation percolate and resonate with you and let it just go out into the ethers to be heard by you, your higher self, angels, and or invisible helpers, and that they are tugging for you. And as long as you allow that forward movement and you aren't on your own way pooping on it and saying, I can't have it, it didn't happen yet. It's been like 3 years. What the hell? No, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself, because what they often said in Hollywood for certain things was like, just when you thought your break wasn't going to happen, it happened. Now, I'm not speaking about the dark choices or the dark side and stuff like that, because there's people in Hollywood working that aren't devils and adrenochrome and sacrifices and manipulations and MK Ultra and stuff. There are people who are good people, and people who didn't make it to Hollywood, who really were trying. If they stayed a little longer, they probably would have gotten some even better gigs. But maybe, their belief in their mindset too was the money and the title, and they defaulted back. But fame and fortune is there for every one of us. And we just have to want our hearts to be connected to it. And it doesn't matter if you get there at 6 years old, or 26, or 36, or 46, or 86, or 56, or 106, you're there. And we're going to do it on star power. We're going to do it on heart power. We're going to do it on the love of the best frequency power, and not the like, oh yeah, we'll do lunch. And oh yeah, come to my party where you can see like really weird things happen and then sign your name in blood and get all the things that you ever want. Like, nope, we're not going there. So let's talk to the cards and let's get a couple of inspirational. Let's see, how can I put this for the day? If you're still here, Robin, you can chime in. What can I call this? What would we need to know today to help us in our manifestation and our own personal magic that really inspires us? What would really be important for the collective to hear, whoever turns in at this time at 34 minutes? That's some message that would be super helpful for us in our manifestation, in our journaling, in our heart, that would just keep us centered, moving forward in a place where our desires are honored. Magic and manifestation for our next steps, for the goodness, the richness, the kindness, the love, the right light of the best frequency. What would you like to know What can help us really glow at this point, at this moment, just for today? What would we love? How will it help us? No? Okay, let's do 3. We need to turn one over again. We will. Ooh, we got some stuff going on. Okay. I got some cards that are a little, in some ways, unfamiliar with me, but we're also going to do this by numbers. And the numbers, of course, I always read positively. The last one is there is no death. So, what would help us in our manifestation, in our magic, and for this moment? And I don't know why I got these cards, just want the feeling. So they're going to be different than I thought, because it begins very interestingly. So let me see as I go. Bittersweet revenge leads to destruction. Bittersweet revenge leads to destruction. Now, this is a number 4 card. It is about a leap of faith. It is about your beingness. It is about you taking control of you and going inward to be that being of light, be that being of goodness. And it's very interesting when it's talked about that way. It almost looks at Gilgamesh. Yeah, get out of your comfort zone. So in this depiction, that's Gilgamesh, and then there's Ishtar, goddess. And so she wanted to be right. She wanted to have all her lovers comply with her. She wanted to rule over men. She wanted to rule over humans and even godlike men. And so in this particular case, Gilgamesh finally rebukes her, or he has a change of heart in his beingness. Instead of being the god that takes on the brides of the humans on their wedding night before the husband, or doing something in his lineage, which was totally not only inhumane, it was inappropriate, it was unintegral, it was absolutely not noble. Instead of being godlike on all situations and ruling over, he decided to be for the people. He decided to. So there's a third person in this picture, like a water, there's a lady there. Or there's I think it's a lady, but there's a person. So in this triangle, there are 3 people, and one wants their way very, very badly. But the other one says, I know what you're up to, and I'm tired of it because I've decided to be a whole different person. I'm going to be my being. I'm going to have my leap of faith. I'm getting out of my comfort zone, out of my ego, into my heart. I'm going to do the right thing. So if anyone's listening today and they are in a situation where they usually want their own way and they're in their ego and they can prove it, stop. Step back. Take a leap of faith. Don't control your situation. Come from your heart and do the right thing. Now, if you're the other person that recognizes it at work, at home, at school, or in the friendship, you need to do the right thing. Step in to your power of your leap of faith, of your being. That you want to be in your own way orderly. You want to be your own, create your own stability of a routine. And that you are going to honor that your body, your mind, your spirit, your temple is honorable, and you are going to be noble and integral. And if you're the third person who's observing or needs to walk away and let the others duke it out or feel it out or whatever, you know that in your own quiet way, you are being your full self. You are out of your comfort zone. You're not going to be that third wheel going, see, I pick sides. See, that person's more right. You're going to just bless it and go on. So it's a very powerful picture to begin with, and often not easy to hear if you're one of the instigators or one of the people that usually picks a side. It's you. It's all 3 people, are all the people involved, and I'm going to say us, even myself collectively, because as a truther, as a patriot, as an intuitive, as someone who's doing energy work, it's about me much more than less. Being in a place of being and not judging. And I'll just say this really quickly, as I probably have started at times to do. It is not about, I'm a patriot, and those people, the Democrats or those Republicans, got to go to jail and be accountable, and then I have to, whatever, go to prison and blah, blah. That's going to happen. But you have to pick a place where if you truly are operating from the power of love and frequency, love is not a doormat, that's one of my favorite sayings, but you stand in that right frequency, and you can bless whatever situation, and you know in your beingness, as you honor yourself and your ability, your temple, the best right thing is going to happen, and you have no place, you, me, has no place judging the dark side. You can say, I vanquish you, out. You go, out. I send you where you're to be transmuted by infinite mind, out. Everyone who played their part, and they were really, really heinous, is going to be accountable, but you are not part of that inquisition. Your place is to hold the light in your life, in your dreams, and in your body, so that you can exponentially grow and be that goddess person and have that leap of faith and shift from the current situation. Number 35 here, number 8, trust in the divine, trust in that money flow, trust in the balance of yin and yang, trust that source has you and has heard you, has got your back, trust in prosperity, infinite abundance, trust in signs of success, trust that you are going to be successful, trust and empower yourself. The number 8 boosts your self-confidence. So let it boost your self-confidence in your job, in what you're looking forward to create as a job, in your next steps, in your own self-identity. And this is very interesting, right? This is a woman coming out of her cave. She's sensual. She's been quiet. She's full of life. She has full bosoms. It's a very sexy card. She's draped. She almost looks very like she has been drunk. She's been away from things. And it says, you hold in your heart a space to be filled. You hold in your heart a space to be filled. That is space to forgive, space to fall in love with yourself first, more than anything, so much more, and space to embrace and love all beings, or at least care, have some care. Maybe compassion is too big of a word. Maybe like is easier. Maybe care is easier. Maybe kindness sounds easier. But whatever step it is, your heart isn't limited to this much love or for just the people that you find easy. Love is all encompassing. What does infinite mind do? It loves all its creations. The reptile, the draconian of all measures, the sitars, the sicard, whatever Elaine Delant says, the sicars, the reptilians, the tall whites, the Palladians, the Arcturians, the Syrians, the leprechauns, the fairy realm, the humans, the people who are the bird people, the cat people. I don't mean like people that like cats or like the Agarthians. I mean, Source Infinite Mind that created all things out of energy isn't judging. We get to co-create with all of this. So it's asking us in our empty nest that we're coming out of, or what seems has been empty, lonely, cave, the time even now, right? We are on the planet, at least in Massachusetts, finally. The governor, the evil, hi, Governor Baker, you evil person, you who's very scared of what could happen to you and your children and your whole family, and I get it, but it only takes so much dumbness, bad man, no courage. Or unless the white hats have been controlling you. I don't know, but I don't know that part. But I'm telling you, you could have knocked this a whole different way. You could have been like Florida. Oh no. So I think something else is going on. But that's a whole nother story. But anyway, the masks are down as of the 15th. You don't have to wear them, especially if you've been whatever. But if you've been this, you probably should still wear a mask anyway. Don't do that. Be free. Be sober. Claim your sovereignty. Claim your individuality. Be your full self. Trust. Have a leap of faith. Get out of your comfort zone. Trust that the divine is watching over you. Come out of your sleepy cave. Have love in your heart. And you do have love there, so let it expand and have it for yourself first, so that in service to others you can be healthy and all that. But have love. Wake up. Wake up from your cave. Wake up from your empty nest, because you hold a space in your heart to be filled for yourself, for your special gifts, and let that shine. Number 8. And then the last card, which is really cool, number 1. I want to read it from here because it's so good. I always think this is the easy part. Straight like an arrow, strong, assertive, individual, self-discovery, know thyself. One means to start new beginnings and let go of old energies. So again, let go of old energies. Do your best to stay straight like an arrow, headed toward what you wish. Be strong, breathe, be strong and assertive. Know thyself, let yourself know thyself. Discover and let your power, let your power come from within. Let yourself, even if like you're doing a new thing and you're totally being a new person, you get to change yourself every half hour. You're not I was like this, then I changed my mind. It's okay. Who says that's wrong? You changed. That's fine. You are your authentic self. You're getting out of your comfort zone. You're being yourself. Mind, body, spirit, honoring your temple. You have a space in your heart to be filled for yourself. And as you love that, you realize that you're this full, sweet, sensuous person, getting out of the way, letting it expand, letting source energy fill you. And you take on the wings of Isis. You take on the crown. You're the ancient sage of pyramidal times. There's no death. You don't have to be afraid of death. There's only life after life. The veil is thin now. Manifest what you wish. Number one, know thyself. Be who you are. If you know you're Arcturian, if you know you're not from this planet, if you know you're a starseed, if you know you're a light worker, if you know you are wanting this great thing, be that. Don't let another person limit you, and don't you limit yourself. Well, I can't. Let yourself be free. Let yourself discover. Let yourself fall forward in error. Is MSM going? I think that's one of the thoughts. And I'll just finish this last card and then I'm going to talk to you. So there is no death, only life after life. I don't know if MSM is going. Anyway, so this is a great card to end with because it's remembering your power, it's accentuating being yourself, and coming out of your cave. Is it going on? I don't know if I'm going to do cards. I don't think these are the cards that actually lend to MSM going off air tomorrow. I've heard different things from truthers, and so for the longest time, we've heard emergency broadcast system and stuff like that. What I do know, and I was listening to Tarot by Janine, and I was listening, there's another, Monkey Works. I think it's the person to listen to. DC is pretty much getting boarded up even more. What I understood that could happen with the mainstream media is to cover their butts, they would probably say stuff like, all the things we've been reporting, it's been wrong because our ticker tape coming through, our sources, they've been all the wrong bad people. Oh my God, we didn't need to tell you all the wrong things. We're so sorry, blah, 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 blah. No, that's the way they're going to cover their asses when they do go down. There may be that 10 day of darkness. I don't think it was supposed to go down tomorrow, but maybe, you did. I haven't done any intuitive work on it that, it's going to go down tomorrow. Maybe you know something I don't, and you can absolutely share that with me if you wish to. I feel like for many months and weeks to listen to people like, we're going to have this emergency broadcasting system. This is going to happen. I don't think you can have a date to things. I think that's not how the military is going to work, and that's not how the White Hats are going to work and tell you, because again, it still lets the last of the bad people and the last of the people who have something to hide more. And I think at this point, what's happening is there are a lot of escapees going through portals, and maybe they will be caught, and they will have space tribunals. Then there will be people that are caught that have tribunals on Earth, on some part of the Earth plane. And then there will be those that escape to places where they're cornered, and then they can pick if they're going to yield and stop. They'll be watched, and they'll be more for the good. Or if they say, no, I'm going, forget you, I'll never, I'll just want to be evil because I believe in the evil stuff, then they'll be, transmuted or terminated or whatever. That brings them back to, sorry, God, because energy is not created nor destroyed. That's why we have to pick that place of love frequency. I'm not saying you have to make excuses for it. I'm not saying you have to like it, but it's going to clear up your own energies when you know yourself fully and your power, and you are vanquishing the dark material or the dark energy through your lightsaber of good. Because never did you ever hear Obi-Wan ever say, ha ha. Now in Lord of the Rings, you heard like two egoic, princes, right? The dwarf and the fairy going, how many did you get? How many did you get? Oh, I got. Oh, I got. That was part of old paradigm, kind of really. And based on our brain entertainments to make something still okay and not okay. But truly, the lords of goodness, like you never heard Aragon say, and I got this one, and I got that one. No, the true princes and kings of peace don't do that, and don't do that with each other. They have to do what they have to do, and they do it with honor because the bigger picture is freedom, integrity, nobility, living from a space where all beings everywhere are equal. All beings everywhere are one. All beings everywhere live in a brotherhood and a frequency of care. And there isn't room for the shadow. The shadow starts within the self. So I don't know. I would have to really meditate, and I wasn't actually going to go out and meditate on MSN. But certainly, Rob, if you know something, you can email me and look in the description to email me or share. Eventually, as I get other cards, I probably will, these are my main cards right now that I have. But as I get other cards, probably through tarot. Tarot has that kind of thing more going on. It has a lot of more detail that way. These are detailed in different ways, but that's a choice. I choose to do these cards that are from our ancestors and star seeds and way showers, and I choose to see the more uplifting side because I don't know if you're asking me that question out of fear or just wanting to be ready, but as you make yourself more solid and more ready and more kind, it doesn't matter. Because a part of you already knows that it may shift that way. And no, they're not just gonna all of a sudden. I don't personally think it's gonna happen like that. I think there's what I kind of see happening when I do hear mainstream media because my dad has it on. If you happen to know to listen to, there's little bits like even in the game show, what the Drew, what was his name? Drew. I forget his name. Drew, the guy. He's very handsome, but he has been on the heavy side. They aren't saying masks and vaccines anymore. And even the View with evil Whoopi Goldberg, if she's still alive and she's being controlled, she even changed what they say at the end. So there's different things being shown, different things coming to light, like even like in my neck of the woods, where they're honoring police who died rescuing, teenagers or whatever at this pond that we have, which it's a man-made pond. There is I guess now I understand from another intuitive person, that light worker that I spoke to, there's a grove, which is interesting. There are other really important sites, oh my God, like band or whatever. They don't tell you, there's like a whirlpool or there's a wind funnel created that if you are in the still water, but it's on and it's working, it's like being in the undertow, and you don't know which way is up. They got drowned because they don't have any signs posted at that public swimming hole that says danger this far out or this is where, Now, sometimes they have it marked off, but come on, if you're like a kid and into fun, you don't always pay attention to them. I don't pay attention because I'm just going to do. But I kind of know maybe if it's bad for me, but some people just be having fun. They're going to jump off the things that they shouldn't jump off of. They might like, okay, this part is so deep. I want to see what this side is like. They're going to jump on the side, and then it's closer to that wind thing, or they're swimming, and they go underneath, and then swimming underneath, just having fun, and then that wind thing is closer and pulls them in. So, yeah, a lot of things are coming out so that we'll be kinder to each other. I'm sorry, I'm going to disagree with people who say, I know I'm a patriot and yeah, just get rid of these people. that's still on the ignorant side and still on the angry side, where that patriot person is not going fully within themselves. So they mean well, but it's still a entrainment. It's still part of a program. So that's why we all have some kind of program going on, and it's for us to be an observer, if we're willing, be an observer and just check in with the energy of things, which begins with ourselves first. So, hey Rob, check out my email if you find out something. I'd be willing to know and explore it and report on it in some way. Be very willing. So I'm gonna let this go. I appreciate you showing up and for the reading. All the readings right now coming from that Starseed Oracle deck are very, very spiritual, and they're not meant to get you down. They're meant to empower you. So that's where I'm at right now with that. So good wishes. I appreciate you, and my little coyote heart just loves you. This went longer than I thought. I need to go out in my day and get a few things done. I hope to see you soon, and let me know. We're always interested in feedback. If you're willing to subscribe and like and send forward to whatever platforms you go, so people know what kind of things I'm doing, I appreciate you. No pressure, and yeah. And in time, I think I don't know if I'm going to have blondish hair. I might have. I don't know. I don't know if I would look good with dark hair anymore. If I look too not unattractive, but I do like blue black, blue black, purple and the blue black hair. But we'll see. Life's ever changing. My little hiding heart just loves you. You are powered by the stars. Let me help you activate the power within.